Anyway, continue. Whoops. That puck board's gonna be used for all my lines. Not this one. Let me see if I can get this out a little bit. There we go. All those lines right there. I got hard lines. All my lines, I go back right here. And I'm gonna build a piece that goes across that from right there. It's gonna kind of bend up, make it so it bends up, and then comes down, cover all those lines all the way back here, right to here. And then just testing my cold pipe right there. Might even use it. It is the right diameter, and it goes the perfect length. So, and then third feet hanging right there. So, yeah. And I'll put that, I'll post that one too when I build that little. It's actually going to be on a hinge, probably, just so it just hangs down. I only need it maybe 6 inches to go from here to there, down like this, and then it comes kind of like an L over to here, and this will all be covered. It's already hard line, it's already covered and got heat wrap on it, and it's braided line, so should be fine. And then braided line right here, 10 AN filter, back to my oil pan, and it's all, like I said, put up. And then I got a check valve right there, so nothing flows. That's it. Oh, this one here is a 275. It's supposed to be 275 30 or 20 on that. And I got this one here, Kumo tire, brand new. It's 295 30 or 20. It looks kind of weird in the picture, but oh, why does that look like that? Hang on a second. I don't know why it looks like that, man. Anyway, yeah, check this beef out. Doesn't look that fat in the picture, but it's a 295. Anyway, so got air, a little update on this too. That's air in for the breather. For this one right here, it's gonna be on the breather. Oil drain, pump. It's gonna pump up right here, back through, down that 10 AN line I showed you right up there, and then, ouch, this was a bitch. So was that. There's all my fuel lines for the surge tank and everything. So this one is gonna go right here, and then this one is gonna go right here. So one's gonna feed the turbo and the wastegate that's sitting right here, and then the return from the wastegate and the turbo is gonna go back up the other one. 3/8 line, 2 4-ends, and it's gonna be fastened right there. I'm building a little plate that goes from here to here, and it holds both of them. So then when I take it, everything I have on here right now is short hose from this turbo and the brace. So I don't know if you can see it. That's the old hanger, and then I got this nice big solid bar on it. And here's my, again, that's from the Turbo Works. Pump's gonna pump it up through it, and then the line that I got coming from the front, my 4AN feed, is right here. It comes up, goes up, and I got this cool oil cooler right here. Cool touch there, my name on it. Behind it's an oil cooler. This is a piece of aluminum that's perforated like that. It's got all the holes in it, so no rocks will come up and actually pop a hole in it, but there is a oil cooler behind it. So my 4AN comes from the front through this thing right here, back up around to right here. That's a little filter, and then pressure line straight into the top of the filter. And then here's that coolant line I was telling you about. It's going to come out and into one of these 3/8 right here. And again, everything is short line, so this is short, like it only goes to right here, and then it undoes from the bulkhead fitting that's right there. So oil in, oil out, and I'll show you where the turbo pump goes in there. And this will all be cleaned up. This is just extra hose I haven't cut yet, so it'll all look nice. And again, short hose, so then when I undo this from the bracket up there, there's a nice solid bracket, and it all comes down as one to service it or whatever, right? so that I don't have to try to cut lines or try to. You ever try to get one of these lines off up here? It's a pain in the ass. So I got tighten them all up. Everything's going to be tight, and then everything's all going to be clamped to this bar or wherever it's supposed to go. And this is all going to be painted up in here. Polish this again, painted, and then yeah. So this is all serviceable. This will all fall down or come down, and do whatever I got to do it, and then put it back up again. And then we're gonna hear some choo choo, choo choo. And then all I gotta do then, once the wastegate's on, oh, my pipe comes from right there. It comes over around here, and then it comes around. I got it in the truck. It comes around here, and then goes into the turbo here. Cold side comes down through here, through the sway bar, and then you can see the pipe right here. So yeah, and 2 resonators, and then once it comes off of the 3-inch off of here, I might have another little small resonator right here and coming this way, or I just might go straight. Who knows? But that's a 101 AR, and then speed sensor, my Mac valve or boost gauge, whatever you want to call it, Mac valve. Hang on a second. I probably missed a couple things already, but I got so much shit going on here right now. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can all see it. Don't mind all this fittings and stuff down here. This box right here, special little touch, yeah. And that's transparent blue paint. Yeah, I can. If anybody wants to know what it is, I'll tell them. I'll show it to you later. But anyway, that goes in there like so. Anyway, there's 2 nuts down there to hold it in, and then this 8AN line goes in here. So that's just a filter, and it's got a sight gauge on. That's just a filter for the box that hangs off of the turbo. There's a little small box there, like a collection box. So when you turn the car off, there's still a little bit of pressure. It's gonna drip instead of sitting in the turbo, and then when you turn the car on, you got a turbo full of oil. It comes down into that little storage, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So then when I turn the car on, turn the pumps on, because the pumps are gonna be hooked up. I got 2 Hollies right here. Sorry about all the mess in here, man. Some of these lines got to come out. Anyway, I got 2 Hollies there, and so it's all hooked up. I built a relay panel right here with a Hobbs switch and stuff down there that turns on one pump when you got any kind of boost. It's going to be set to like 3 pounds of boost. So when 3 pounds of boost, this other pump comes on, or I can turn them both on all the time. So I'm going to have it straight hooked up. That same TurboWorks pump is going to sit right here, and it's going to be hooked up to that same pump. So when I turn it on, or I can have it individually. I got to set up, there's switches in the car for it. And then bulkhead fittings. I don't know if you can see it. One right here that already goes into this 8AN. Another one right here behind the carpet, and then another one right over here is for, so when the TurboWorks pump is right here, sucks in, pumps back out again, goes through the filter up to the front. And then, yeah, all this stuff cleaned out of here. Yeah, it's really dirty. Anyway, and then all the felts go back in here, so this looks all nice and neat. It's just taken out right now because it's all right there. And here's the bulkhead fittings set. So this is air, oil in, through the pump, oil back out, and then, holy shit, the rain's coming down. And then up to the front. And these 2 wires right here, this is my main power for everything in the back. So it comes out, goes right here, and then this goes to an emergency shut off. This is just sitting here. Like I said, this is all cleaned up. This all gets cleaned up. And this is the cooler that I was talking about. So it goes in, comes through, comes out and around, up through this 4AN right here, and then this little guy right here is a filter. So it goes through that into my turbo. That way there, nothing's getting in the turbo. And I got one from this 10AN line right here that goes back to the motor. So if the turbo blows up or anything like that, there's a filter that stops and everything goes in there too. So, and like I said, emergency shut off. That way there, if I'm at the track or something like that and crash or whatever, firemen like to cut battery cables and important cables, so instead it's, if I'm conscious, I'll tell them turn this off instead. Anyway, that's that. What else do I got going on here? Tire, yeah. Oh, and then the Mac valve and everything like this. Mac valve, right here is air line. Up front, I got, it's a bigger line. It's this big guy right here, and this comes from the front. So I got vacuum to the hob switch, vacuum to my regulator, and then I'll have vacuum source from the turbo to the wastegate, which is, one second. Oh, and then this vacuum right here, just cover this. Got the vacuum block right there, the gauge on it, and then built this and fitting right here. So that goes to my vacuum block, nice big vacuum source. This line right here is going to go to my blow-off valve for now until I put that one on, and then this one here will go to my ECU. Then I got a vacuum source through here, up through the grommet right there into my ECU. And that also I put a push lock fitting. So these are easy to push out, push that in, pull that out. Same with all these chrome ones back here. And then this line here just goes up to the back of the throttle body. Boom, like that. Throttle body goes on. So and so. Got the new alternator. Power steering pumps hooked up. All the lines are hooked up. What else? I don't know if you guys remember, but you guys will see it used to have a bar right here. This was went to your valve cover. So it came straight off there and then burned down in through. So when you hook up the catch can, you put this, but I welded a 8N fitting on it. So this is all 8N, nice gunmetal chrome. So this is comes out of the valve cover back here on the other side. Both of them T in, and then back in up through the plenum. Instead of burning all that oil that you used to do it. And then I put the gauge on the, got some fuel rails, 10AN fuel rails, radium, can't really see them. Radium gauge, radium rails, radium, I got a fuel damper on each side. And then just painted this, so I want to be careful. Kind of looks smudged in the pictures, but it's not, it looks nice. Anyway, so cover that back up. So then, yeah. And as far as, I don't know where everybody else puts theirs, but as far as my coolant line, you got your coolant line going into your oil. I got a sandwich plate on mine because I got oil cooler right here. So then these lines come across and go into the bottom of the sandwich plate. Sometimes you won't have one of those, so if you got a turbo, you're going to go in through your oil sensor or somewhere where you can tee in or tap into it somewhere. Me, I just went. My oil feed is from my sandwich plate, and then this one here goes back up in here for my sensor. I don't know how good you can see under here. Let me see if I can turn the light on. Battery too low. So then losing train of thought here. My coolant for the back, for the turbo and the wastegate, comes from the line that comes down to this sandwich plate that normally would be to your oil cooler. That line goes to the back, and then the one coming back again, I teed into the other side right here where it leaves the sandwich plate. So one goes in the sandwich plate, one comes out. So that's teed in right there, where normally that would just be like so. And when I get better clamps, I'll put them on there. These ones, I hate wearing clamps, but these work good now. So, and then that other line you've seen from the back, got some 10AN line right here into my sandwich plate or into my oil pan spacer. Jim Wolf spacer. And I got another spot on the other side for it when I go twins, if I go twins. Yeah, that's about it. New pulleys, all AMS. Um, New alternator. So, yeah, there's the cooler. And then that looks like a small thing in the video, but it's pretty thick, pretty solid intercooler. And then I got, not only that, I'm going to bring this one here to work. This one, I'm going to bring this and cut it right here, like this, and right here. Keep one of these, add it to it, so that turns this twin turbo intercooler into a single intercooler. And that'll be plenty big enough to help leave lots of room. I can't wait to burn the fuck out of it all. $491 a tire. Yeah, man. Where are the PS1s? Anyway, I better look and see. Fuck, it's coming down, man. I better get some shit out of the rain. Okay, I'm gonna call this a video. Oh, my board bumpers out there. That's all I need to watch anyway. Anyway, that's it. And what you're gonna see from back here is that, but there's a little box that goes on the back. I got it sitting right now drying. It's gonna be painted. I'm putting some box liner on it right there. And then, yeah. So, a couple of the fittings and stuff, I just went with what I had because I ordered so many and it was left with so many like these under here instead of welding on a 90 or 45 or whatever. That's what I had. So, and it works good because it goes up and around. Like I said, right through here, through a little filter to the top. And being a dual ball bearing turbo, it's got a little restrictor on the top of it. So, yeah. And again, hooking those lines up right now. I'm gonna build a little plate that goes across there, like I said, so everything that, when I undo these bolts up here, the whole turbo system, everything all comes down as one. Service it, put it back up, 6 Allen key bolts. Don't tell anybody I said that though, because I don't want anybody to steal it. Come dry. Anyway, yeah, update number 666, 431. Okay, later.